Greetings, folks. Today's video, we are going to be talking about how to make your own personalized Hive Fleet Gorgon army based off of lore. For fun. Now, to start things off, these personalized Hive Fleets based off lore probably aren't the most competitive, or they might be, I don't know, maybe I stumbled onto something. You can easily change up whatever I mentioned in here, and you can totally have fun with that. And in my latest videos, I started thinking maybe I should start showing what units I'm talking about. That way, for those who are possibly new to Warhammer, or forgot what something looks like, you can easily see it. So to start things off, we're going to read a little bit of the Hive Fleet Gorgon lore, so that way we can get an idea of what our overall army theme would be. Hive Fleet Gorgon is also another one of my favorite Hive Fleets. Hive Fleet Gorgon was a Tyranid fleet which invaded the Tau Empire in 899.M41. The Gorgon was a splinter fleet of Hive Fleet Behemoth that had been founded by those Tyranids who had survived the Behemoth's destruction during the Battle of Macragge, and which began consuming poorly defended Imperial worlds to Imperial worlds to replenish its small numbers. By the time this splinter fleet made its way into Tau space in the eastern fringe of the galaxy, it had grown to become a powerful Hive fleet in its own right. Sorry if I sound a little weird. Got some allergies going on right now. I'm kidding. Woo! Hard to talk a little bit. Hive Fleet Gorgon was relatively small in size compared to other Hive fleets that assaulted a galaxy, but it was characterized by an extremely rapid rate of adaptation. We will be keeping that in mind. To new weapons and tactics that was astounding even for a species renowned for its ability to direct its own evolution to meet new challenges. In response to the pulse weaponry and long-range tactics of the Tau, the Gorgon's primary strategy was the utilization of smaller and faster breeding Tyranid organisms to accelerate its evolutionary progress. As a consequence for this strategy, the larger Tyranid biomorphs were few in the number within the swarm of the Gorgon. Hive Fleet Gorgon was finally destroyed in 903.M41 at the Battle of Worldspine Ridge on Kelshan by the combined forces of the Tau, Firecast, and Astra Militarum. What is this, heresy? Why are you working with it? No, I'm kidding. So keeping that in mind, Hive Fleet Gorgon is highly advanced in its changing aspects and adaptive powers in combat, and it's a very fast-moving based army, not a lot of large units. Large units probably used to be like HQs or heavy support in terms of all of the little guys running around. Keeping that in mind. Now, for the adaptations aspect, we're going to skip a little bit into the lore. During the Gorgon's initial assault on the forest world of Xotlicreations, owned by the Tau, the ferocity of Krut Oxila, commanded by Chassel Vorkash, was decisive in repelling the Tyranid's first landings, as the Krut mercenaries proved more than capable of holding the swarms of Hormagaunts at bay. Hormagaunts, as you will soon see here, are these little guys. They're your melee-based unit compared to the Termagants, which are ranged. They're your basic infantry. We will be using a lot of these guys. Also, they're one of my favorites to use. But the Hive Mind adapted, and the second wave of Hormagaunts to assault the world were noticeably swifter than their predecessors. Keep that in mind as well. Able to move through the planet's twisted foliage without fear of becoming entangled. Many thousands of Krut gave their lives upon to stop this second invasion. When the third invasion of Xotlicreations inevitably began, the Hive Mind had altered the Hormagaunts further, increasing the efficiency of the creatures and tearing through the thick hide of the Krut. Keep that in mind. aka toxin sacks. Unfortunately, this third wave made quick work of the Force World's Krut defenders, yet the genetic changes made the Hormagaunt biomorphs weakened the creature's own resistance to injury, as the Hive Mind had traded thicker carapaces for more powerful musculature and speed. This allowed the Tau, using the time bought by vast quantities of crude blood, to blow apart with their powerful weapon ranged. Wow, I'm messing up here, my bad. To blow them apart with their powerful ranged energy weapons. In the end, Hive Fleet Gorgon's extreme adaptability proved to be its Achilles heel, as the rapid cycle of adaptation and replenishment of its forces forced the Tyranids to rely on their smaller, less complex biomorphs that could be bred most rapidly. The Gorgon had few of the larger and more potent Tyranid biomorphs at its disposal, and those it did possess were not easy to replace. Once the Tau recognized this reality and made the elimination of those creatures a priority for the Firecast, the course of the war dramatically shifted in their favor. So with our army, it's very fast-paced, almost like, if you will, Kraken kind of army. But another part is, Gorgon is known for a lot of its toxicity powers and a lot of its toxins and clouds, so we will be doing a nice combination of speed, adaptability, and most of all, poison and toxin and venom damage. So to start things off, for our Warlord, we are actually going to be wanting to use a Swarmlord. That being, the big guys are very rare in the army, so this will make sense for our Stormlord to be one of these big dudes, but also for the fact that specifically with the Swarmlord, Hive Commander. In each of your shooting phases, you can pick one friendly Hive Fleet unit within 6 inches of the Stormlord. That unit can move and advance if you wish, as if it were in the movement phase instead of shooting. That can help us here. Enemy Psychers must subtract 1 from any psychic tests that they make if they are within 18 inches of any units with this ability. Another one is Will the Hive. The range of this model's synapse ability is 18 rather than 12 inches. So that'll be good for our guys. We'll also give them a Catalyst, which select a friendly Tyranids unit within 18 inches of it. Until the start of your next psychic phase, each time that unit loses a wound roll, on a d6 on a 5+, the damage is ignored. And then, actually, we will not be using that. That doesn't fit our little guy here. I meant to say Onslaught, not Catalyst. Select a friendly Tyranids unit within 18 inches of it. That unit can shoot this turn, even if it advanced, without suffering any penalty. Oh, that's already... Huh. Perhaps the Stormlord wasn't the right choice. Until I see this. Gorgon, Poisonous Influence. Technically it would be venomous, because, you know, it's being injected, but whatever. Until the start of your next psychic phase, improve the armor penetration characteristic of melee weapons that friendly models within 19 inches of the psyker are equipped by 1. AP 0 because AP -1. We'll be using that because we shall combine it with a special adaptive trait from the Blood of Baal book. This would allow any units with Scything Talons to have an additional AP of -1, which in turn will give our little guys AP -2 to everything with Scything Talons, which we will be going for Scything Talons in general with our army. This Hive Fleet adaptation is called a Biometallic Cysts. Improve the armor penetration characteristic of Scything Talons that models with this adaptation are equipped by 1. Thus giving all of our models with Scything Talons AP -2. Another part that we will give these guys is Spore-Mist Spines. This combines into the lore with them being spore, heavy, and toxin-based. This will allow a unit with this adaptation to advance in a turn in which it falls back. So that way, all your melee units after you attack, you can have them fall back, and then, if you have a good range of an enemy that's out in the open, you can have them advance to that target and then initiate the fight phase. Or if you want to go more heavy into just outright overflooding your enemy with melee-based units, you can give them Pack Hunters. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model with this adaptation against a unit that contains fewer models than its unit, improve the armor penetration of that weapon by the attack by 1. Thus, our whole unit of AP-2 Scything Talon based Hormagaunts or Warriors, or Gene Stealers, we'll be using some of those in here, that will become an AP-3 if they outnumber our opponent. That is gonna come in handy real quick when we want to shred up some people. So, now that we have our Swarm Lord, we are gonna add in a Brood Lord for all of our Gene Stealers we're gonna be using. We'll give him Smite just like the other guy. We will give him the Poisonous Influence as well. And then for our third guy, let's see here. Tyranid Prime, what do you do? Morale tests. You can add 1 to hit rolls for all Hive Fleet Tyranid units that are within 6 inches of any Hive Fleet Tyranid Primes. This affects the warriors. Perhaps we can do that. Let's look at our Brood Lord. You can add 1 to the hit rolls in the fight phase for our Hive Fleet Gene Stealers unit within 6 inches of our friendly Hive Fleet Brood Lord. In this case, any Gorgon Gene Stealers within 6 inches of our Brood Lord will have an additional 1 hit to roll in the fight phase, which is perfect for this heavy melee based army. Not to mention it has Swift and Deadly, which means it makes it go faster. So we will actually add in another... We'll add in another one of our little Brood Lords into this army. So we have all the stuff we need for our HQ selection, which comes out at a total of 480 points. Now, we go into our troops. As I said earlier, we're going to get Gene Stealers and Hormagaunts. We're going to get some Tyranid Warriors. Our Tyranid Warriors, since they are small in space, we will give them Toxin Sacs and Adrenal Glands. We will give them the Scything Talons, so that way they benefit from the AP-2, possibly AP-3 benefit. And then for the weapons, let's see here, Spine Fists. It's a pistol, so it has a short range. It attacks based off of how many attacks we have. And Tyranid Warriors have about 3 attacks, so that'll be 3 shots. It's not too bad. It has a 12-inch range. It has no AP and it deals 1 damage. When a model fires with this weapon, it makes a number of shots equal to its attack characteristic. So since these guys are going to be close in melee, we'll give them the Spine Fists alongside their Scything Talons and the Adrenal Glands and Toxin Sacs we have on them, but we will also give them Flesh Hooks, which is a range of 6 inches, Assault 2, and its strength is based on user and it deals 1 damage. This weapon can be fired within 1 inch of an enemy unit and can target enemy units within 1 inch of friendly units. That'll come in handy when we're going to have these guys taking up a lot of the fray. Now for this chunk of a pretty beefy defense, we want these guys to be joining on a squad of Gene Stealers and Hormagaunts. Specifically our Hormagaunts, since they require a Synapse unit within. So we'll probably be adding, let's see here, maybe about 3 more warriors. Actually, how many can we have in here? Like 9, I think? Yes, we can have 9 in this selection. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 of these, and we can add in 1 Tyranid Biocannon. Let's see here. We'll give him a Venom Cannon. Now what this will do is give it so he has a 36 range and Assault D3, 8 Strength, AP-2, and D3 damage. This will make it so with our whole little squad of beefy semi-melee Tyranid Warriors, we'll have a guy who has a pretty good amount of range to take care of anything trying to get close to the squad here. So same thing with these guys, we'll give them the Spine Fists. Now note, this isn't the most competitive, and we're mostly going off a lower base. So we have this huge chunk here. Actually, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why not we get rid of that guy and make this a squad of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. And we make another Tyranid squad with the same loadout with 4. That way we can have some good synapse range when it comes to our huge amount of Hormigons we're going to be having here. Okay, Spine Fists. Dun dun dun. Toxin Sacs, Adrenal Glands, and Flesh Whippets. Perfect. Now for our Hormigons. We're going to have 30 in this squad with Toxin Sacs and Adrenal Glands. It's going to make them a little expensive, but it'll work out in the long run. We'll add in about 2 more 30-man squads of this with the same Toxin Sac and Adrenal Gland loadout. Alright. And since they are low on heavy infantry, we want to add something that would fit in with these guys. So we want a big unit that can easily take out a few. Let's see here. You know, we could use a Xotlicrean. Xotlicrean is a heavy support, which fits into our little lore idea. They have a bioplasmic cannon, which is 36 inches of range. It's a heavy 6, 7 strength, AP -3, and 2 damage. It has melee weapon, which is a strength based on user, -1 AP, 2 damage. So we'll have that big guy in the back, just shooting up whatever is running around. Let's go back to our Gene Sealers here. We'll have a 10-man squad of them, each with Toxin Sacs. And they will have Scything Talons. Perfect. You know, we can actually make this bigger. Let's have 30. What would happen if we make it 30? How many points would we have then? Let's see here. Huh. Yeah, I think having 30 will work out here. I'll have 30 of them. Nice. Oh. It's only a 20-man squad. Okay. Alright, so we'll have 2 20-man squads of Gene Stealers. I'll be fine with Gene Stealers. What? Here we are. And with Toxin Sacs. Alright. Ooh, I actually went over 200 points. What can we do to decrease that amount? Well, possibly making it a 10-man squad. Or we could just remove them in general. Alright, our Gene Stealers will kind of be our little reconnaissance unit, just running around, killing something here. No, we can add in another Xotlicrean. Where is it? Here we are. Alright. And there we are. We have our 2K Hive Fleet Gorgon army. The list consists of 2 Brood Lords and a Swarm Lord as our Warlord. Then We have our little guys down here. We have 20 Gene Stealers. We have 3 squads of 30 Hormigons. We have 2 squads of 4 Tyranid Warriors. And for our heavy support, we have 2 X-Crits. This is a very weird, heavy melee-focused army with some shooting as support, which fits into our Tyranid lore. Now, with that being said, you could probably test this army out, see how you feel about it, or maybe improve on what we have here. You could probably add in some, to make it a little more better, you could probably add in, oh, wait a minute. You know, we'll remove one of these Xotlicreations. We'll actually add in some Venom Thropes. Why didn't I think of this? Venom Thropes are really good in this case, because, well, one, they have a melee weapon, which is Toxic Lashes, and then they also have a semi-shooting weapon. It's kind of like a pistol. But what they do is called Shrouding Spores. Your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls for ranged weapons that target Hive Fleet units, excluding monsters, within 6 inches of a friendly Hive Fleet Venom Thropes. In addition, your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls that target any monsters whilst they are in 6 inches of a Hive Fleet Venom Thrope unit that contains 3 or more models, increasing the range of both of these effects within 9 inches. Alongside Toxic Miasma, at the end of the fight phase, roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 1 inch of any Venom Thropes. On a 5+, the unit suffers a mortal wound. These guys are really good. As a 6-man squad, first of all. There we go, yeah, we're still at 2k. For the fact that they actually have a Toxic Cloud guarding your units, especially your heavy unit, and dealing AoE toxin damage for anything that gets close, which is perfect if you have these guys alongside all of your melee. That would help reduce some of the damage they will be taking, and do some extra damage back to any enemies around them. There, with that slight improvement, as I said, you can improve on that army list and probably make it better. I just did it in like a little glimpse there. So, I hope this Hive Fleet Gorgon themed army, based off lore, would help give you an idea on what to make for your own personal Gorgon army, or maybe whatever army you come up with. You could probably improve on this. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video here. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, or any ideas you want to see for future Hive Fleets, or your own Hive Fleets that you've made. Other than that, you folks have a great day, and take care.